guys, it's Natcraft here bringing you another episode of Natcraft. This is actually a voiceover. The video itself is fast forward because even though there is good audio in the video itself, I don't talk as much. I'm just focusing on the second floor in this video as well as a little bit of the exterior such as the tree and the roofing of this build. That's why the video is fast forward as it is. So I'm going to take this opportunity and talk about other things that are coming up with the future of Natcraft, as well as my channel in general and my other social media sites. If you guys don't know, I have an Instagram account where I post a lot of my art pieces, as well as a couple of other things. But I also post on my Twitter account, DMK Progress, because I don't post that much of DMK on my channel as it is. Feel free to check those links out in the description down below. It helps me out, guys, if you follow me in those other social links as well, so feel free to do that in your free time. But anyway, we are back to this. So in this build, as I said, I'm working on the second floor as well as the tree itself that's holding the cottage up together, and I had to look at both the graph I made as well as the picture of the tree itself, so that way I can get it kind of a visual of what I'm working with. And it actually turned out pretty well so far. It's not the finished tree, but I wanted to get a good layout and a good understanding of how the placement works with the branches as well as the tree itself, because it's a rather large tree and there are other tree elements within the house itself, so I had to put that into perspective as well as implement that in the design, because I'm trying to make it as authentic as possible. I can't reiterate that enough. I am sorry for being so repetitive, but it is the truth. I try my best. I'm already working on other builds for Disney Galore of Natcraft, as well as other builds in general. You guys are free to tell me what other builds you want me to do. There's been a good amount of views on these videos, which I'm very happy about that you guys are enjoying them. So feel free to let me know in the comments down below what you want me to build. It doesn't necessarily have to be Disney. I just choose Disney because, one, I'm a Disney girl and I like the builds. I always liked looking at the houses in each of the movies, and I have a good amount of stuff for me to work with. Even those in the Disney parks, such as Minnie's house in Disneyland in Toontown. So I have those builds in regards too. So it's not just the movies itself, it's also the TV shows like Kim Possible's house. There's a whole list, people. So as far as the build itself, it's getting a lot easier now that I made a graph of what I have to work with, because looking at it over and over again, it does help, but while I'm making the video itself, it gets a little stressful, and I don't like stress. I've actually been very good at this point relieving my stress because it's not necessary and it's not needed, for one thing. So yeah, this is a little interesting because, again, as I said multiple times, if you haven't watched the other parts, I highly encourage you to do so, by the way, but you don't see the Three Good Fairies' room, so I had to try to be innovative and implement that, because the only room you see is Aurora's room in the entirety of the film where Aurora is present. So I did a little bit of that, and I try to do a little bit of a Disney fairy kind of thing. If you guys don't know Tinkerbell's movies or the books, I love the books, I like the movies, so I kind of use that as a idea for me to go along with the house of the build in terms of their room, because sometimes because fairies like to be with plants. I've noticed that. Well, it depends on the fairy itself, but I had to use that as an idea for making the room with the tree in terms of the house. But anyway, reiterating again. So, other builds I'm planning to do in terms of Disney, again, feel free to let me know in the comments down below what other builds. It doesn't have to be necessarily Disney, but let me know. Other builds I'm planning to do are the White Rabbit's house from Alice in Wonderland. I am also planning to do Lilo and Nani's house from the movie Lilo and Stitch with the observatory, because that's after the aliens live with them. I'm also planning to do the Lucky Cat Cafe from Big Hero 6. There's also Rapunzel's Tower, which is going to be interesting because it's just the tower itself. There's also going to be, you know, other obscure movies like Lady's House from Lady and the Tramp, as well as the 101 Dalmatians house and the DeVille Mansion. There's also, what else? Oh, I also can't forget Belle's Cottage, of course. As I said, I'm also doing Minnie's house from Toontown and Disneyland, and I'm also planning to do Kim Possible's family house in the show. I always thought that house was really cool. It kind of has like an Incredibles vibe to it, even though it's in modern day society. I'm also planning to do the Fall family house, Tinkerbell's house when she lives in the teapot in the movies. What else? Oh, well, there is one I want to do, and it's going to be an excessive build, but I can't wait to do it. I've been planning to play Tomb Raider Legend for a while on my stream. By the way, if you guys don't know, I'm starting streaming now. I still have to make a schedule, but I will let you all know on YouTube when I'm streaming, It's going to be on twitch.tv, natnikki. Feel free to follow so that way you guys get notifications on that. But I will let you know when I'm doing streaming on YouTube, don't worry. But I am planning to do Tomb Raider Legend, and I've always liked the Croft Manor in those games, so I'm planning to do that. Those are just a few of ideas for floor plans that I'm planning to do in Natcraft creative mode. I'm also planning to do, again, survival mode on Minecraft in the world that me and my brothers have made, so I'm planning to do that. We'll see how it goes, but yes. This build, it's difficult even with the graph because you're trying to get as accurate as possible. In this point, Aurora's room, when she's coming out to cleaning out her rag, it's where her seat. It's like a seating area, but that part of the house is overhanging on the floor, on the first floor. I'm not sure I'm using that term right, but you get the idea, hopefully, in the pictures on the bottom right. But yeah, I had to make it longer because that's how it works, that's how it looks, and it kind of makes sense because she's a very tall woman compared to the good fairies. It is a little bit longer than it should be, but hey, it is what it is. I also had to correlate it to the chimney that comes out in the back of the house, because that's where the good fairies, where Merryweather and Flora are fighting with the blue and pink dress. So there was that too I had to put into it, and I also had to be a little bit more creative with the roofing of the haystack. I had to double layer it a little bit more so that way it's more authentic and it's more high-rise. I'm pretty sure I'm using these words wrong. I do that a lot, even though I love English. Even though English doesn't make sense, so that's what it is. For DMK progress, right now, currently, as this video is playing, I am in the process of getting Hector's hats for Coco. It's in the final run, guys. I didn't think I was going to do it. I'm also trying to get the musical celebration attraction. I'm over 100 gems. I just need less than 50 gems to get it. Hopefully I can get it at the end of this run because it does end this weekend. I know I have a pretty good fan base for Disney in general, as well as for Disney Magic Kingdom, so feel free to go follow me on my Twitter over there so that way you guys know where you are. Let me know in the comments down below, or even in Twitter, where you're at if you play the game. It can be challenging, let me tell you. There is an upcoming art video that I worked on really quick, and it's actually very therapeutic in my eyes because I am very controlling when it comes to my art because I try to make it too perfect, but there's nothing wrong with just taking the time, being loose with your drawings, being less critical about it. So I did a couple of challenges. I won't say too many of the challenges because I wanted to be just very quick and to the point. It's like an art therapy video in my opinion. It's very satisfying to say the least, but that comes a lot with speed art videos in general. I noticed that I haven't been posting on Saturdays very often, even though I post Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, so I'm trying to get back on that. I'm really sorry for doing a voiceover for this video. There was a lot going on, and again, I didn't talk very much in the video itself, so that's why I did this. But I hope you guys enjoy it nonetheless. Let me know in the comments down below how you're liking the build. And, oh yeah, I went back to fix the Snow White house with that part of the roof, because I noticed it in the last video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more gaming content, art videos, Disney content, and more to come on my channel. Check down in the description down below, guys. All my social links are down below, as well as my art commissions that are updated on my Twitter account. Feel free to check that out. Also, be sure to hit the notification bell, guys, if you haven't already, so that way you know my next video goes live. And with all that said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye!